Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. We're from Group 5 and we are very delighted as we are given the opportunity to share our research proposal of which food product by non-Muslim analysis on the level of halal awareness among Muslim consumers. Now I present to you the colleagues that have been working together with me in completing this research proposal. A big appreciation for them. Next is basically this is the contents of this presentation. Not going to talk a lot about it. Okay, now let me begin. Malaysia, a multiracial country with 61.3% of its population are Muslim, followed by Buddhism, Christian, and Hinduism. And we believe every individual, regardless of their religion, at least familiar with the word halal. Halal literally means permissible and allowed. However, to what extent is their understanding towards the concept of halal? Halal practices cleanliness, safety, and wholesomeness. And in order to make it halal, there are a few requirements that are needed to be met. Halal generally is a lifestyle. In other words, you don't have to be Muslim to practice halal. Stop. The problem statement is like something that drives and motivates us to conduct this research, because we are very concerned on the level of confidence of Muslim in food that is cooked or produced by non-Muslims. And also the ingredient used in the preparation of halal food. Does the non-Muslim know what is halal and what is not? Not only that, does the Muslim know what is halal and what is not? Okay, these are some of the issues pertaining to this topic. Actually, this kind of issue has been debated a lot, but it become hotter since the flood tragedy in Malaysia. Just recently, Malaysia is having flood and still until today, it has been very devastating as it robbed many lives. People lost their belongings. So, in this matter, many people, regardless of their religion, tried to provide help to contribute to the community. And the issue is when non-Muslim cooked food to distribute to the Muslim flood victim. That is the issue. Moreover, in order for us to complete this study, we have come out with 3 objectives, which are, the first one is to analyze the level of halal awareness on the product from Muslim consumer. Next is to investigate the awareness among Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel, Kuching towards the status of product produced by non-Muslim. And finally, to analyze Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel's awareness towards halal ingredient. And in order for us to answer and achieve the research objective, we have also come up with several questions, which are the first one is to what extent is the level of halal awareness on a product from Muslim consumer. Next is how deep is the understanding of Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel towards the status of a product produced or cooked by non-Muslim. And finally, to what extent is the understanding of Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel towards halal ingredients. And last but not least, this study is specifically focused on the level of awareness towards halal among Muslim community based in Kampung Gobel, Kuching, Sarawak. And this study is also focused on the status of food cooked by non-Muslim.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurmiza Iwani and I'm gonna present about the literature review. Introduction. The literature section of the study focuses on topics that provide support for the new discovery and allows the researcher to assess and synthesize previous research in this area of their current situation. A systematic literature review will help the researcher focus on the identification of technical and Sharia requirements towards halal and analyze the literature that was found for review inclusion or exclusion. It may give the researcher a wide understanding of technical and Sharia requirements towards halal in Sarawak and find the gap about the research. Literature review on topic. Malaysia is a mixed country with a diverse population of ethnic religions and groups. In light of this, the matter of halal and haram is critical and to some extent sensitive since many Muslim and non-Muslim consumers may not fully comprehend the halal requirements, codes, and rules. There are specific requirements that members of many religious and beliefs must adhere to, especially when it comes to consumption of food. Our study highlighted those consumers usually follow the norms and set forth by their religions whenever it comes to food consumption, which has affected their attitudes, eating patterns, and behavior regarding the purchase decisions. According to Asra, in view of the recent floods in several areas in Selangor, Gurwara PJ is one of the NGOs that continues to help in terms of cooking for flood victims. However, it sparked a debate among netizens who were skeptical of food cooked by the non-Muslims. Moreover, the issue of Muslims wanting to eat at the food premise whose owners are non-Muslim is not much debated in the current halal issue. This is because there are Muslim consumers who do not care about halal and they do not care whether the food sold at the food premise is halal or not. However, there are several factors of Muslim consumers that cause them not to want to eat at the non-Muslim premises. First is the attitude factor and second is the religion factor. Literature review on dependent variable. The halal brand. According to Smith and Clark, a brand is a name, word, trademark, logo, or artwork that recognizes the producer or seller of a product or service, or a mixture of these. The Muslim consumers regard the halal brand as an essential component of the product, and branding can increase the brand visibility. Recently, there has been an issue of food cooked by Sikh for flood victims in Selangor. In this case, there are many netizens who dispute about the halal of food cooked by Sikh because they are non-Muslim, and the netizens are skeptical about the ingredients they use to cook and whether they use the halal product or not. Because of this, they are not sure about the halal status of the food. However, according to Suradi, beef is one of the foods that Hindus avoid since the animal is treated with respect and it serves as a religious right symbol in their sacred rituals. As a result, the majority of Hindus will prefer for lamb, vegetables, and chicken. According to Astro, for those who do not know, the Sikh only cook the vegetarian food and does not include any meat in their cuisine for the flood victims, especially to be fed to the public. Furthermore, the issue is supported by the Pejabat Mufti Wilayah, which states that it is permissible for a Muslim to consume the food produced or processed by the non-Muslims, along with the vegetables, milks, and other such foodstuffs, excluding those slaughtered. Imam Al-Qutubi rahimahullah mentions in his tafsir, which means Abu Umar said, "It is not improper to eat the food of Zoroastrians, disbelievers, along with all no-book, which is the non-people of the book from among non-Muslims, excluding their slaughter." A Muslim may consume food produced or processed by the non-Muslim, which is the non-people of the book such as Buddhists, Sikhs, and Hindus, considering the meal is halal and not among their slaughtered animal. So if a Muslim is invited to the home of a non-Muslim friend and is give out foods to them to eat, he has no problem with it as long as it is halal and thayyiban. In that case, if halal food is cooked by the non-Muslims who are believed to be pure, then it is halal. However, if the cooking utensils are unclean and disbelieved to be used, then it is illegal. Regardless, as a Muslims, we are encouraged to leave out questionable foods. It is as the Prophet ﷺ said, "Leave what you doubt to those who have no doubt." In order to convince Muslim consumers about the halal food, there are some requirements that must be complied with that have been set in the Islamic Sharia. A. All of the ingredients are halal. All materials must be made up of halal ingredients that Muslims consume or use, and it should not be mixed with feces, used or includes elements of excrement. B. The equipment that is clean and feces-free. All machinery used in packaging, processing, preparation, manufacturing, and promotional of foods and drinks must be free from impurities and feces. C. Handling and storage are not similar. Methods of ability to handle such as storing dishes, packaged food, or being near objects that Muslims are not permitted to consume or use. D. The halal sources and methods of procurement are used. Food and drink must always be acquired through legitimate means such as not seizing, stealing, robbing, or dishonesty, as well as from nourishment or earnings or halal sources. Literature review on independent variable. The halal awareness. Halal awareness refers to Muslim consumers' opportunity to obtain out and consume halal products in accordance with Islamic law. According to Yusuf and Azharuddin, halal awareness refers to Muslims' understanding and knowledge of halal-related issues, acknowledging for which reason products can be consumed as well as where the manufacturing procedure works are examples of such knowledge. The Muslim awareness is a powerful instrument for educating Muslim and non-Muslim consumers regarding the halal food. The disclosure of knowledge about halal is important for consumers because we live in a variety of races and religions. Ambaldi and Bakar discussed that educational exposure is among the finest things to create people aware of the types of foods they consume in the perspective of the safety and sanitary conditions that are the major purpose of halal. Educating them will cause them to become more aware of what they consume on a daily basis, allowing them to make the better decisions. As a result, the authority or agency in charge of halal has a vital role to play in providing food safety education and information to different targeted groups. The consumers, food industry employees, and school-aged children must all be educated about the food safety. By learning and education, consumers in Malaysia as well as other Islamic nations can be introduced to the halal to raise their level of awareness. The authority can use a variety of channels to educate the public about the halal in this current age of technological advancements. People can be informed by the internet, television, the newspaper, radio, or any other form of media. All of these can play a significant role in disseminating the halal questions and disclosure. The halal ingredients. The comprehension and alertness about the principles of halal and haram is significant as a consumer. We must not rely solely on power as well as acts. For example, the issues that have been mentioned earlier, the non-Muslim should pay attention to the ingredients of their foodstuff or any product that they use to cook for the Muslim consumers to avoid the halal status for the food being questioned or becoming haram. Muslim and non-Muslim consumers equally must pay close attention to the halal ingredients. Halal ingredients are derived from vegetables, plants, fish, food containing non-alcoholic beverages, and halal meat. The halal animal meat which a Muslim only can consume if the animal has been slaughtered, thus according to the Sharia law. In contrast, haram tends to mean the inverse of the halal, which indicates the unlawful. It is forbidden for Muslims to eat food containing haram ingredients. The apparent haram ingredients in food can be simply which is the pig ingredients and the alcohol. Next is the proposed conceptual framework. In order to carry out this study, the halal brand and the halal ingredients were used as two main dependent variables in this study to determine their influence on the independent variable. On the other hand, because of most of the discussions in the literature review show that the listed independent variables have been widely used as pre-assumptions to prove this relationship. Halal awareness is labeled as the independent variable. Several hypotheses are tested using the framework outlined above. First, there is a significant relationship between halal brand and halal awareness in identifying the status of a product produced by the non-Muslim. Second, there is a significant relationship between the halal ingredients and the halal awareness in identifying the status of a product produced by the non-Muslim.
In order to complete this research, our group decided to use quantitative method for our research design. This is in order to obtain data related to our objective. Accordingly, the study target Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel, Kuching, Sarawak. It is because the area has a wide variety of halal food product and production that produced by non-Muslim. Unfortunately, consumers in this area have a little knowledge of halal awareness, the status of a product produced by a non-Muslim, and also halal ingredient in halal food production. So, as you all can see, this is our research design table. As stated at the table, there are three objectives that have been stated by our group, such as first is to analyze the level of halal awareness on a product from Muslim consumer. Second, to investigate the awareness among Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel, Kuching towards the status of product produced by non-Muslim. And the third one is to analyze Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel about awareness toward halal ingredient. So basically, there are one way or one approach that we use, such as using questionnaire in order to complete this objective. So the sampling that will be involved in this questionnaire is Muslim consumer in Kampung Gobel, Kuching, Sarawak. While for the instruments such as data collection, data analysis, and the analysis result will be explained by next colleague, and so stay tuned. Because of the reason consumer in Kampung Gobel, Kuching, Sarawak have little knowledge of halal awareness, the status of a product produced by a non-Muslim, and also halal ingredient in halal food production, we decided to use convenience sampling, which is a non-probability sampling method in order to make it easier for researchers to complete the study in the allotted time frame. Furthermore, this method allows researchers to choose respondents who can provide accurate information about the topic under investigation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Hafizah binti Abdul Rahim. So now I will proceed to the data collection for this research. A survey questionnaire was used as the data collection instrument for this study. A questionnaire is basically a collection of mimeograph or printed questions that are complete by or on behalf of a respondent in order for him or her to express an opinion. Each respondent will be randomly shown a sample of packaged food products produced by non-Muslim manufacturers during the survey. By adopting this technique, the researcher can help respondents gain a better understanding of the topic and improve the accuracy of their responses. Next is instrument for this research. In this research instrument, researchers will use a fully structured questionnaire to conduct research and collect data obtained from respondents. This is because the survey questionnaire is to obtain accurate and complete information that can help researchers achieve the objective of the study conduct. In addition, the researchers' instrument that uses questionnaires is something uniform in which all respondents who answer the question will answer the same question. These questionnaires contain multiple choice questions as well as Likert scale questions. With that, respondents can express their level of agreement and choose the best answer that best suits them using closed and multiple choice question and Likert scale question. This study's Likert scale question have a 5-point response range ranging from 1, which is strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. Besides that, the questionnaire used in this study contain 5 main sections. This is section A. This section aims to collect information related to the background of respondents in the study to be conducted. A total of 6 questions are contained in section A, including gender, age, marital status, occupation, and current education. In the section B and C is a question about the respondents' knowledge. Section B1 contains 7 questions assessing Muslim respondents' knowledge of the status of halal brand product produced by non-Muslim, while in Section B2 contains 10 questions examining Muslim respondent understanding of halal ingredients in halal food. And the last section is for the Section C. It contains 12 questions which is examining the level of halal awareness among Muslim respondents. Next, I will discuss about the data analysis for this research. The data collected in this study will be analyzing using Statistical Package for Social Science SPSS version 20.0, which is a quantitative analysis approach. This statistic package is a quick and simple to use, and it can be used to perform a variety of statistical tests. Moreover, this statistical software performs correlation statistical tests and comparative for both parametric and non-parametric metric statistical technique in the context of bivariate, multivariate, and unvariate analysis. Accordingly, this research adopts descriptive analysis technique to examine the frequency of demographic information by respondent. Usually, descriptive analysis techniques are used to organize and summarize data by examining the correlation between dependent and independent variable or population. Besides that, the correlation analysis technique also adopts in this research in order to investigate the relationship between the study's 2 main independent variables, which is halal brand and halal ingredient.
Can we conclude that Muslim and non-Muslim consumers in Sarawak are becoming more understandably concerned about the halal food and product consumption? The paper's findings were developed through modeling of halal ingredients, halal brands, and halal awareness. Considering that Malaysia is thought up of various races, resulting in different religious views, customs, and traditions, these characteristics may influence their style of living, particularly in food intake, expectations, and attitudes toward food and edible products. In addition, this research also can educate the consumers about the technical and Sharia requirements towards halal. This research schedule is one approach for ensuring that the research is completed properly and efficiently. The researcher could refer to where the section has been complete and where it still needs to be complete.